What is going on, everybody? It's me, Ollie, aka TNSAttitude, and I am back again here on YouTube.com for all things professional wrestling. Now today, guys, I wanted to make this video. You know, it's been over a month now since WrestleMania 39, the big trip. And, you know, all the videos from that trip are now up here on the channel. If you've not already, please go check them out. I really do appreciate it. And if you are brand new to the channel, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like, because you know what? Your support is what keeps this channel running. And I will continue to bring you guys great videos, great content going forward, because that's what it's all about. I've been on YouTube a long time, over nearly coming up to 13 years this year. So it's a long time since I've done YouTube, but I like to really bring good content to this channel. But today I wanted to make this video because I know there's guys and girls out there that, you guys may watch my videos as a source of to plan your trips, to plan your experiences, and to see how it goes when you come out and you do these trips like WrestleMania, and you go to these PLEs, Premium Lives, and you do that stuff. And as a channel and as a guy that's done this stuff now for a long time, I've been doing these trips going on a long time. 2013 is really when it all started for me, when I went to WrestleMania 29 and did that trip with some people. But, at the end of the day, going forward, and how over the years and life has grown and how life has changed and things have developed, I want to just discuss booking a WrestleMania trip in 2023, or we say now 2024, because of course 40s next year. I want to go. I've not got a ticket yet. Very, very highly I will probably be going. It's not even about probably, I will be there. But let's just, to talk about that, and to talk about, the experiences as a fan. What are you really, is the bang for your buck still there? Because I want to put my mind straight towards Axxess. Axxess, WWE Axxess, it's something that people talk about. Axxess, they talk about, that time to get to meet your wrestlers, to go do all that cool stuff. But has it changed to a point where it's been stripped back? And I'll be really honest with you, it has been stripped back massively. And I'll be really honest, from this year, WrestleMania 39, just rocking my Theory John Cena match tee that I got from the Superstore on the final night. I'll be really honest with you. Superstore Axxess, or Axxess, if we can still call it that. I don't really think you can call it Axxess anymore. Axxess is dead. Axxess you can go back through my channel and you can even watch other content creators on here, and you can see the old vlogs from the WrestleMania 29s, the WrestleMania 30s, and it was a completely different time. It was a different experience, and you were paying probably less money for more stuff back then. And it's crazy to think that, Axxess back in like WrestleMania 30, I remember going and I met like the whole of the Shield on the first night, where I met Dean on the Friday, met Roman and Seth on the Thursday. They were all in general admission. It's unheard of, that kind of stuff. And there was NXT guys there, the Legends House was there, Undertaker's Graveyard, loads of promotion, loads of free stuff. You could get like little Fruity Pebbles, and there was the Snickers, and it was great. And now, compared to let's look at it. It's like with me, WrestleMania 38 last year in Dallas, they did Superstore Axxess, and I think at the time we were all very accepting of it, because we realised that we were still kind of in the pandemic still. Things had opened up a little bit. I remember that trip so well because I had to do a COVID test before I could even get on the aeroplane to go to Dallas, And it was a real gamble. There was a chance I might not have been able to go, but I was able to go, thank God. But that trip had so many things round it that made it quite significant. But it was a trip that I think as wrestling fans we accepted, because we knew that WWE were probably just taking them baby steps. They were taking those baby steps in terms of how they were moving their product going forward. They knew that they had to keep the talent safe, and it was all very much no contact and just photos, and very just, let's just be careful here. And then they did, of course, the talks, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes, just to name a couple. They were doing these talks through the weekend that then ended up being like a meet and greet, because you'd get a selfie at the end of the meet and greet, the panel, should I say. So last year, in a sense, was for the best, I guess you could say, was the best they could put on for the circumstances of how it was. You know, there was the most wanted treasures stuff, but then there was also like things you could go and do. There was the talks, and you know, there was all these other things like Call a Match. I think Undertaker's Graveyard was there. You know, this was obviously going on at the K. Hutchinson Convention Center in Dallas. So at the time, I remember thinking, well, this is good. You know, they're doing something. There's something to do. Let's see what happens going into 2023. So we come out of that trip, we start getting ready for WrestleMania 39. And now I'm thinking, okay, they're going to start maybe announcing an Axxess session, proper Axxess. We're going to get back to what we love. And they didn't do that. They decided to go down the Superstore route again, which is fine. And then they said it was going to be free, which you might think, wow, it's free. That's great. But when you think about that, and they say it's free, there's actually, you could tell it was free because they stripped so much back from what made it great the year prior. I mean, you go in with them expectations, but like, to compare both 38 and 39 Superstore Axxess, I'll tell you straight up, 38's was better. You paid the $10, but you got so much more for your money. And I know that's $10, but still, like, there was just so much cool stuff to do. And you were paying for those little things when you go in, but it was still, that stuff was there. It's like being in a fair. You know, you could go in, there was, what I said, Call a Match, Undertaker's Graveyard. Just little things that were there to keep you occupied if you wanted to go do that stuff. Whereas 39, you didn't really have anything. I remember going into Superstore and there was the most wanted treasures layout right at the very back, which I've shown you on here. You had some attires to look at. There was like Bianca's WrestleMania 38 attire. Eddie's Lowrider was there. You know, there was some title belts you could go and look at. That kind of stuff was always nice to see. But you can do that in the first day. But there was nothing else, you know, and it was all very much private. It had all gone to On Location. And this is the big problem now. I think where we are going, and when people say, do you think Axxess is coming back? Because I'm going to title this, do you think WrestleMania Axxess is coming back? I don't think it's ever coming back. It will never, ever come back to what it used to be. Because, and I don't even think it's to do with COVID. I just don't. I think it's more down to WWE has sold off parts of their internal operations to different people. Look at WWE's shop. Fanatics pretty much owns that now. The travel packages used to be done through WWE. Now it's done through On Location, and they can charge whatever the hell they want for the same experiences that you could buy back in the day. I've done a travel package. I've done several of them. I did the 38 travel package. That was the last year that WWE did it through their own internal travel package group. And it was the most affordable way of doing things. You got a good ticket, it was, you know, reasonable, hotel. And now it's gone to On Location, and they're shocking. They're absolutely terrible. But, you know, this is my point. You know, at the end of the day, everything's going private. Well, you know, it's all being just given, it's just all being distributed to different companies. And regarding Axxess, you know, Federman, let's talk about Federman. I think Federman, I've met Ryan Federman, and I think he's a nice guy. I've got nothing bad to say about him. He was very helpful to me when I was at that Sunday session. He really helped me out. I think that the problem is it's not even Federman that I'm blaming here. I think WWE just didn't push. They could have got some more guys for that weekend, and I think people were a little bit underwhelmed by the lineup we got in the end. I'm not saying having the likes of a Rhea Ripley, a Dominic Mysterio, Undertaker, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair. They had some solid names during the weekend. I'm not denying that. They did have some solid names. But what I'm saying is, I think people were wanting a little bit more. A little bit more. You know, we could have seen Theory. We should, you know, John Cena would have been cool. You know, Edge, Cody, perhaps. I just think that WWE is now working more towards giving out a little bit less and taking a lot more in terms of money from the customer. And that's just how they are now operating, whether that's due to Nick Khan and his mentality with experiences. I mean, that's another thing I want to talk about. I mean, it's like, we're now walking into an Axxess or walking into Superstore Axxess, and you've got an autograph shop where you can buy autographs that have been, JSA graded and have got the proper authenticity over meeting the wrestler properly. They don't do that no more. It's all just, well, buy your autographs. Go buy the autographs. It's premium. Everything's premiumized. Now, I'm not coming on here to moan. I'm just coming on here to be completely honest with you, From doing the events and doing Mania, and I've done Survivor Series, and I've done all these events, I can be honest, and I want to come on here and be straight up with you guys. Don't expect things to be how they once were, because they're not. Comparing WrestleMania 30 Axxess to WrestleMania 39 Axxess is two completely different entities, and this is not even because of COVID. This is just because of the way that the business is now. They will just do, you can't even make this up. Think about it. VIPs back at WrestleMania 30, they were like $120, maybe $120, $130. And that was that included your Axxess session, getting in early before all the generals, getting in, maybe meeting a couple of wrestlers, then go and do your VIP. It was great back then. They don't do that no more. It's sad, isn't it? Whereas now you're paying, was it $89, $90 for a photo, and then $89 probably for the picture and the autograph. So you're paying, I was like 130 quid, pounds. We say quid, pounds. I say quid for slang, but pounds. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff, guys. If you want to do it, if you want to go and it's your first Mania, guys, do whatever you can. You want to enjoy it, I get that. My best bet for you guys that are new fans, that are maybe doing Mania next year for the very first time, go to WrestleCon. Do WrestleCon. Have fun at WrestleCon. Get a superfan ticket. There's going to be a lot of people there you've probably never met. Have that fun. Because WrestleCon's a bit more like traditional. It's kind of a bit more like an Axxess because you've got all the wrestlers there. It's a bit more, there's lots to do. You're just paying a lot of money if you want to go and do that. Cool, that's fine. If you are wanting to budget like that and go meet all the classic guys, go meet Foley, go meet Kurt Angle, go do all that, great. But WWE won't do the same. They put on a very limited sort of thing. Now, to be fair, they did do 2 free photo ops on the Thursday night Superstore Axxess. I think it was Carrion and Scarlett, and they did the Legado, or LWO, we'll call it, the LWO thing. That was cool, and they were both free. So that was cool for Thursday night. But that was it. I think that what we need to see going forward from WWE, if they choose to carry on going down this, they just need to be a little bit more accessible, a bit more interactive. But I don't think we're going to get that. And like I said earlier, I think the traditional Axxess is gone. Look at t-shirts now. This cost me $43, this t-shirt. $43 with the sales tax. You can't make this up. It's just crazy, isn't it? How things have they've gone up. Inflation is just, blown up. It's crazy. But yeah, to wrap up, guys, Axxess, it ain't coming back. It ain't coming back, guys. But you've just got to, if you want to do Feetterman, budget your money. Maybe meet 1, 2 people if there's somebody there you really want to meet. But all in all, guys, I'm so glad I took LA in for LA and do the wrestling on the side. It was a very good trip for that. And I'm glad I did. And I'll be at Philly. There's no doubt about it. I'll get a ticket. I'll be going to Philadelphia. And I might even be going along, I should be going along with a friend of mine who pops up on vlogs now and again. If you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you, Mr. Newton. Anyway, guys, that's today's video. Thanks very much for tuning in. Like I say, Mania is great, and Mania is a fantastic thing. To go to WrestleMania is great, but the fan experiences are what really do draw people to go from across the world. And they're just not bringing it like they used to. And you just need to know that, because it just is not like it used to be. They've stripped it back. It's trimmed back. But take it for what it is. It is what it is. Take in the indie shows, go to GCW, go to Ring of Honor, go do all that cool stuff. Because I tell you now, WWE will strip it back as much as they possibly can and take your money. Anyway, guys, that is today's video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like, and I will see you down the road for another one. I'm out, guys.